Um, so I want to make sure you go ahead and support First Choice Mobile Detailing. All right. Shout out to Ash Williams, by the way. Definitely a nice soul, funny person on social media, man. Very, very funny. Funny for multiple ways than one, but very funny person. First Choice Mobile Detailing, they service the entire CSRA, Aiken, Columbia, and their June specials are as follows. June specials are interior only, $25. Exterior only, $25. A basic detail, small, medium vehicle, $50. Basic detail for a large vehicle is $60. Shampoo the seat starting at $15, and stain removal starting at $25. Servicing CSRA and surrounding areas, which is, the Columbia and the Aiken area and stuff like that. So make sure you go support First Choice Mobile Detailing. They come to you. That's what mobile means, all right? They come to you. And great prices. So far from the work I've seen them do, been doing great work. I wish them nothing but the best. Remember this, First Choice Mobile Detailing. Hit up Ash Williams on social media. If there's more in the comments under this video, she can put that or whatever. So First Choice Mobile Detailing. And remember that Augusta supports. All right, mic check, mic check, mic check. Morning Masters Podcast, your host, man, of course. I'm back with another episode. First and foremost, I want to thank all the supporters, the listeners, anybody who shared the podcast, anybody who talk about the podcast, whether it be word of mouth, whether it's a Facebook share, Twitter share, you send it to your friend, watch this, you joke on me, whatever the case may be. I want to always thank the supporters, people who support, people who push what I'm pushing forward, and people who support. Did I mention people who support? Because I definitely want to thank those who support. I want to start by saying this before I get into anything, though. One thing I never do is I've never ever complained about support, but that's another topic. But I always look at what is and not what's not, right? And if I do look at what's not, it's always as a tool to grow, as a tool to get better, as a tool to tap into whether it's a market or tap into something that I may or may not be doing adequately, correctly, or the best way I can possibly do that. I would suggest others do the same exact thing. Everybody's path isn't going to be the same. Nobody's path is going to be easy. Some people's path may look easier than others, but let's not act like we're not human. Things aren't always what they appear to be, right? I often use this term when I see people when I was younger, and you got people who look up to drug dealers or who look up to people who were living fast and get into it, right? And you be like, all right, this person to say this or that about this person. Don't know them now. They just watch from a distance. So they're seeing what they're thinking. They're saying what they think from what they see, right? And mind you, they're seeing a very minuscule portion of this person's day. 24 hours in a day, you see him for 3 minutes and you think you know something. I say that to say, we used to call those people pocket watchers. Like, stop watching that man's pockets. Stop watching that person's pockets. And I'm thinking, at least where I'm at, small city, but beautiful city, a talented city, where I'm at, I think we have support watchers as well. And I think that sometimes what happens is when you're in the field with someone, or you in a certain brand, or market rather, or you in a certain category, what you do, it's easy for someone to look at what that person is getting when it comes to whether it be support, whether it be just people talking about that person, whether it be who's backing that person, who's pushing that person, who's shopping with that person, who's on that person's side / team, whatever you want to look at, however you look at it. And I think a lot of times we do that. We support watch. And when you do that, you're not watching the ones in front of you, but you're watching the ones in front of someone else. And if that person has more than you, it's easy to have excuses as to why you don't have what that person has. But I just want to say this to start the podcast off. That person's path is that person's path. Your path is your path. And I'll leave it at that. I'm not even going to put myself into it. I try to use examples a lot of times that would relate to what I'm doing, because the market that I'm in, but this is in, it's boomed and grown over the past couple of years, maybe 3 years, but the first 2-3 wasn't what it is now. So it was very difficult. And I'll be wanting to use that example, but I digress. I digress, bro. Like, one thing, and I'll talk about some things here today. One thing we're not going to do this year, as a spokesperson for Augusta, I feel like I'm one of them. It's a few. I ain't gonna say it's a few. It might be a lot. If you live here, you could be a spokesperson for it. I'm going to say that. But as an official spokesperson for Augusta, I think that and I don't have to go to nobody to get any backing or any support on this statement, but I think that it's very crucial that we don't recycle this year, and I mean topics. We don't recycle things that we've talked about over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like we gotta at some point we gotta stop and just be about progress. All right. So with that being said, I wanted to touch on that first because I might not get back to it. I might get back to it. I don't know. But listen, man, I woke up this morning, speaking of support and lack thereof, or lot thereof, whatever branch you fall under. I got a dope text message today, man. All right. It's from somebody that I spoke about on this podcast a few times. And not always in the greatest of lights, right? But that's how media works. You know, I will be considered media. And sometimes I speak my mind on things. Sometimes I tell you how I feel about things, whether that's involving someone I know or don't know, someone I have a great rapport with or no rapport with. I'm going to be me every time. Anyway, he sent this message. I opened it. I was in my car driving, thank God. I opened it. I played it. I enjoyed it. And I said, listen, I got to let the podcast hear this, right? So without further ado, let's get into it, man. We're going to start the podcast off this way. Let's get it. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Let's get it.
Truez became a cold ass nigga from a cool kid. Was almost homeless, now we linking up at Truez crib. Life said, bitch, I need a new rib. Yeah. That's on some Genesis shit. Told Eve I'm going at him till I finish the script.
Shout out to Truez, man.
Thought they had to empty the clip. Then I looked them in their eyes so they know the intent.
Hey, if you send me music and you ain't come like this, don't come. All right, pause. Pause. That was wild. That was wild.
You in a DMs and I'm playing GM. I'm dropping jewels. We ain't playing in the same GM. It's new rules. Yo, look at him getting uncomfortable. I saw the clip clear and still kept it a Huxtable.
Stop. Hey, I like that bar. I saw the cliff clear and still kept it a Huxtable. Come on, bro. Stop playing. Yo. Truez did.
Roll. If you don't know your worth, they get you undersold.
Talk to him.
You better tuck your gold. When you a made man, you watching other people fold.
And he said, when you don't know your worth, you getting undersold. That's a bar. Hey, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. That's a bar.
Been watching some of y'all ain't hot at all. Look how I came up in this bitch, dog. I'm fucking raw. Was writing for niggas, that's when I passed the bar. Only relying on self, that's the 50th law. Knowledge comes with experience and defeat. Only life can teach, so all that woe shit'll leave you sleep. I don't protest, I'm resting my feet. All that activism march on the street last for a week. Then it's back to per 30. Shawty used to love Buddy. Now Buddy love grabbing the pussy on Miss Purdy. It's beautiful how pretty we make it look in the dirty. The brilliance that we attach to a dummy for the money. Ain't shit funny to a stand-up nigga. 5'7", but I'm bigger when I stand up with you.
Bars.
Platform I'm on, you should clap for him.
Yeah, he going on.
Abnorm. Shit, I made it through the thorns without a scratch on him. I'm so Bushwick Bill with the illuminated eye watching over the field. Probably won't even click on this. I should call.
Hey, I clicked on it, nigga. Yeah.
This one word about a picture or a motherfucking list. My rap style's like the mob. Everywhere you get hit. Shit, one phone call, the lead you took. Went through hell and back and forth demons. That alone, a Lee is so shook. Me, I'm just making sure the camera hate what's right. So it's heat whenever I write. Don't change your attitude now.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. One of Master's podcast. Y'all, man, of course.
Lost people to the evils, ladies and gentlemen. It's me and you, but it's all about the Benjamins.
Hey, man. I don't want to hear nothing about Augusta supports this, Augusta supports that. All right. Augusta supports. Put the work in.
We supposed to be the OG. Still beefing with the poetry. We supposed to kept it sultry. Back then didn't know me. Now they all notice me. But they hate is still a notice for me. Yeah. Here when I speak, this elite like a world-class athlete.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
want me to do the right thing, but it's 2023 and who the fuck is Spike Lee?
Hey, we gonna stop it there. Hold up. We gonna stop it there. Truez, you was going crazy. Hey, look, man, I'm keep it a buck with you. Let me turn that on. I'm keep it a buck with you, man, right? All right, so I like Truez. I think Truez is a very, 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 very talented person, right? Like lyrically, definitely one of the best rapping in this area. This is probably in general, but in this area definitely. Man, it's the putting pride aside, putting issues aside, putting things aside, and sending stuff out to media to get out there. You know what I'm saying? Like if he don't send that to me, and maybe he just posted, I don't see it. I might don't click on it like he said in the song, but he sent it to me. Mind you, this was from Truez. If anybody know Truez, like his number just, I don't know. But it's from some crazy 803 number. I'm like, all right, whatever. I play it because it said Truez did, so I figured it was Truez. Played it, loved it. And I'm just saying, like, even as an artist, just sending that music, sending music to media. I'm not saying every time you send me something, I'll play it. That's not gonna be the case. But the me and him don't even have like the greatest relationship like of all time. It's not bad, but it's not like the greatest relationship of all time. You can put personal aside. You can put certain things aside when it's for the betterment of the culture of what you pushing. And I push Augusta. I push hard work pays off. I push putting the work in. I push talent over everything. I push, you being the maker of your own destiny. I push that. I'm Augusta, and I support. And I think Augusta supports. That's just me personally. I ain't gonna keep getting into it though. Shout out to Truez. That's Truez. This is God Did Freestyle. I'm not sure if he got on any platform or nothing like that, but he sent it to me. I asked him, can I play it in the podcast? Because I'm very, very diligent in my media work, regardless of what you say, Truez. Could you try to play me on the pod one time? But I'm very, very diligent in my media work. So I asked him, can I play it? He said yes. And that was me playing it. It was a phenomenal freestyle. That's the God Did Freestyle by Truez. Go look him up on Facebook, Truez. So, before I get into my meat and potatoes, though, I'm gonna get into other things real quick. So I had a blast on social media last week. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun to me, right? I heard a few things. I'm talking about other things, but I heard a few things. One, I heard that I'm always starting stuff. I really don't think I start stuff. I think that I try to entertain on Facebook, right? I try to be entertaining. I try to entertain as best as I can. I use social media as a means to polish an image, right? So my name is not even my name on social media. You get part of me on social media. You don't get all of me, but you also get parts that I want you to get. You get my narrative, and because I'm in control of that. I'm real big on having to control the things you can control. So this way you don't get on social media whining and complaining and just looking away, right? You could be on social media and you could be free, be yourself, have fun. That's what it's about for me. Like the joke on there, like the laugh on there. Are there serious times on it? Of course. You gotta know when. You gotta read the room. But for the most part, I use social media as a token to just as away from work. There's no stress. I don't owe no explanation for nothing. I'm not arguing with you. You always right. On social media with me, it's like retail. Like I work in retail, right? They say the customer's always right. On social media, if you on my post and you have a opposite opinion and it looks like you want to argue, I'm gonna tell you you're right because I do not care to be arguing. In real life, I don't want to argue in fake life, right? But I use social media to joke, play. And what that has done in the past, what that has done for me since I started doing that is it's helped me push my podcast, More Than the Masters, helped me push that. It's helped me create a image, a persona of joking and playing, laughing, being peaceful. Like you're not gonna see me riled up. I don't think I'm someone you're gonna see upset on social media, Even if I say I'm upset, it's normally just a joke. I like to play around a lot. I like to drink wild cherry Pepsi. Like you create something with people, with a community of people, right? You do that and you build. And I've always done, I've just built, whether it be building clientele, whether it be building support, a support base, building, whether it be a fan base. I hate using the word fan, but whether it be a fan base. And I think a lot of times that can get confused. That can be, people get confused by somebody building and creating a fan base for themselves and creating a community for themselves. They confuse that with another word. I'm trying to ban certain words, and I'm banning that P word. And it's not the one we all like. It's the other P word not we all like. Some of y'all don't like. But it's the other P word that people like. Sometimes, most times, lazy people. That's just my opinion, right? I posted on social media last week, and it was funny. They said, and this wasn't on my notes at all, but the post was, what's a flaw of yours, or what's something that, I don't know, toxic trait, or, that relationship stuff. And for me, I shared and I put that I'm not a fan of excuses. That's any relationship, friendship, family, romantic. I don't care. I don't like excuses. And I feel like a lot of times we use that P word as an excuse to why something isn't working out. I'm not saying that it can't be true, because that's another thing I want to get into, man. My truth is my truth. How I view something is just me. I'm always back it up with my own facts, my own events, my own details, my own reasons why. I ain't even gonna say facts, my own reasons. Because my reasons may be different from your reasons, but we both can be true. I can feel like 1 + 1 = 2 for a certain reason, and you can feel like 1 + 1 = 2 for a whole other reason. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care how you get to your answers. So I posted that, and and it's just funny because on social media, a lot of people ended up commenting on there and giving their reasons. And I don't know, that was weird to me to dedicate it. But for me, I was looking at it like, I'm not a fan of excuses. And I know that I come off sometimes as somebody who, like a no-nonsense person. But I also built that up too, because that part of me is true. Like I said, you get parts of me, and that part is true. I'm not so no-nonsense that everything is serious, everything has to be this way. But I'm not a fan of hearing somebody complain about something when I know for a fact that all isn't being done to get to a certain level, a certain point that person wants to be at. And then when things don't go the way that you want them to go, or you feeling like you're not at a point where you should be at, you start to look at reasons why, but the reasons why aren't conducive to you and to your progress. And that be my only problem with people that complain about this, complain about that. I'm trying not to use certain words because I'm not a fan of recycling, but I feel like I'm going down that road a little bit. So I'm trying to reel myself back. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So if you're a complainer, if you're someone who only sees faults in things around you, but it's not you, it's never you, please, man, respectfully, and it's fine to feel that way if you want to. Just stay away from me with that, please. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, man. I'm not a fan of that at all. So the first person I want to talk about is one that I did. And I said, y'all got to stop getting on this app crying. The world doesn't owe you anything, right? And I wholeheartedly believe that and stand on that. A lot of times on social media, and I'm not saying that if you're depressed, you can't get on social media and vent. That's not what I'm saying. If you're depressed and getting on social media and venting is your outlet, don't listen to me. Listen, I support. If that's the case and that's what you want to do, have at it. I prefer somebody venting on social media because they're depressed or whatever, something they're going through, rather than doing other things that is a result of depression. So I want to make sure that's clear. But when I say y'all got to stop coming on this app crying, the world owes you nothing, I'm not talking to the depressed. I'm talking to the people that are using so many things as excuses. I'm talking to the people that rather complain and cry rather than analyze and figure out, okay, what more can I do? What am I doing wrong? How can I get better? That's the people I'm talking to. The world doesn't owe you nothing. The world don't owe you support. The world don't owe you to back you up for something. The world don't owe them liking your things or sharing your stuff. The world don't owe you this big contract. The world don't owe you a damn thing. Because the world don't owe me a damn thing. The world don't owe nobody a damn thing. So to cry about it is just, to me, it's just a waste of time. But it's not conducive to progression. And I would hope that anybody on social media, whether you're a mom, whether you're a dad, whether you're a worker, whether you're a boss, whether you own a company, whether you work for the man, whether you got your car, whether you don't have a car, you're trying to strive to get a car, whether you got your own apartment, you got your own house, you got a mortgage, whatever you got, your own business, you're trying to buy some shoes, you're trying to get some food, whatever. Like, I don't care what it is. If whatever, everything should be about progression. Everything. It should never be about being stagnant. You shouldn't want to take steps backwards, And I think that in hindsight, what you don't realize is, at least for me, right? I look at life like this, man. If I got on social media today and started crying about something, complaining about something, or talk, or just focusing on things that I don't have versus things I do have, I personally feel like I'm subject to somebody seeing that and now describing me as, oh, him such and such. Not that's Maine from the podcast. Not that's him from this or that's him from that. It's him. That's the guy that, he was crying on social media about this. Like, I don't want to be that. And I'm always cognizant of everybody. You never know who's watching. So sometimes when we complain and we whine or we cry on social media or we vent on social media, whatever the case may be, having a bad day, I don't care what it is, and you building a brand, you pushing something, like you got something that you pushing, whether it's something you own, something you're passionate about, something you do, your career, your only job, whatever, you're an entrepreneur, whatever that looks like for you, you become subject to being seen as just that. That's the person that was crying about that. Your posts go viral. Now you that. Like, you have to be aware of the things you post. You have to be aware of the energy you put out there, right? Now, I posted that just seeing things on social media all week. It wasn't just one thing in particular. However, there was a post that I shared that ended up getting a lot of traction, and I'll talk about that in a second, because I won't talk about that in depth. But I want to make it clear that I don't have a problem with somebody complaining. I don't think that you can never just go through without complaining. But I think it's people for that and there's places for that. If you got a business and you're using your personal page or you're using a certain business page to promote that business, that is not the place to be whining and complaining about. If you got a personal page, but it's connected to your business, so people kind of can link your personal page with your business page, you still have to watch the things you say and post because of that connection, that link, right? Now, if you got a burner page or something like that, then you can go have at it, fine. But you got to be cognizant of that, because you can very quickly just be the person who's complaining about that, and that'll be what people know you for until or if you can never overcome that and just be known for more. Even if you are more than that, that is what someone will know you for, because of something that went viral. And viral can mean different things for different places. In Augusta, here, 20, 40, 50 shares, you viral here because it's not that big. You can go viral domestically, I guess, like in the US, if you just get thousand, whatever. But a couple hundred, maybe less than that in this city, you're viral for the day in that city. So because everybody's sharing, ain't but too many people here, so you're viral for that day. So I might as well just go ahead and get into it, man. Before I get into that, because I might not be able to get back into it, I want to get into this though, man. First and foremost, I want to say this, man. Shout out to Design Lux LLC for the shirt, all right? The Augusta Support shirt. If you want one of these shirts and you feel like, whether you feel this way or not, I don't care how you feel about it. I'm not recycling. We're not going back and forth on that. You will feel how you want to feel. You could cop the shirt, hit me up on my Morning Masters page, on my Facebook page, message me, at me, whatever. If you want me the shirt, $20 a shirt, hit me up. Tell me your size. I think we might have them in white and black. I'm not really sure yet, but just hit me up if you want a shirt. That's number one. Number two, I had a take on social media, which I got to explain. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but listen, man. The words, in my opinion, those words have birthed some of the most horrible, corny, and probably just the worst takes of all time. I get it. Because you have a social security number, you're allowed to have an opinion somewhere. I'm about to start banning your opinions on my Facebook, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I gotta start snoozing people. From now on, you got about, I don't play baseball, so you got about 2 strikes me from now on. 2 strikes. All right. You got 2 strikes, and I'm real quick at giving strikes. Anybody tell you I'm real quick at giving strikes. You got 2 strikes, horrible takes or just a horrible post, I'm snoozing you. That's the first thing. Once you come back, you got 1 strike, then you out of here. I'm cleaning up my timeline, man. I don't have time for horrible. Look, you gotta pick, man. You know, it's either I'm gonna get people that complain all day on social media or the horrible takes. You know what I'm gonna take? I'm gonna take people that complain because I can work on them. I can work on, if you just complain all day in social media. Gus only supports this. I just can't. I could work with that. I could work with that. I could work with that. But somebody with horrible takes, I can't do it, man. Count your days. I'm telling y'all right now. Count your days, man. And I'm gonna get into this second, but also, if I post something and we have, my posts, we normally talk, when we joking. I will ignore you if you got a difference of opinion. I feel like you can't even fight and have war. I ain't in the army. I don't go to war. I just do my thing. I like to laugh and joke. If you want that type of time, we can have a good time under my post, right? I'm gonna tell y'all right now, just so everybody know, everybody's aware, okay? Because this happened the other day. Luckily, that was my man, which I'm gonna get into. Luckily, that's my man. Listen, man, if you come on my post trying to save the day, you are out of here from now on, okay? If you come on my post trying to save the day, if you're all joking, having a good time, and you come on my post trying to be Captain Planet, I'm telling you right now, you are getting off my post, my Facebook. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna block you, delete you, whatever. I don't care. Do not come on my post trying to be Captain Planet. All right. If the post look polluted, let it stay polluted. You just keep walking. Keep walking by. Just go do your thing. Do not come on my post trying to save the day. That irks me a lot. Because the reason why it irks me so much, though, in all seriousness, is because normally the person that come on a post trying to save the day only is seeing a portion of that post from a different time, or they not seeing it in real time, so they don't know the type of jokes we was having, or they don't know the vibe and energy that the post was created on. So when they see it hours later and they go through and they looking and they seeing all the comments and they seeing this, they're gonna feel away because they weren't in the room when it was going on. They weren't there when it was happening. So to save everybody's face, please, everyone, anybody, do not come on my post being Captain Planet. I'm telling you right now, you out of here. I don't care who you are. Don't come on my post trying to be Captain Planet. Save that for Cartoon Network. I don't want it. So I want to make sure you go ahead and support First Choice Mobile Detailing. All right. Shout out to Ash Williams, by the way. Definitely a nice soul, funny person on social media, man. Very, very funny. Funny for multiple ways than one, but very funny person. First Choice Mobile Detailing, they service the entire CSRA, Aiken, Columbia, and their June specials are as follows. June specials are interior only, $25. Exterior only, $25. Basic detail, small, medium vehicle, $50. Basic detail for a large vehicle is $60. Shampoo the seat starting at $15. And stain removal starting at $25. Servicing CSRA and surrounding areas, which is, the Columbia and the Aiken area and stuff like that. So make sure you go support First Choice Mobile Detailing. They come to you. That's what mobile means, all right? They come to you. And great prices. So far from the work I've seen them do, been doing great work. I wish them nothing but the best. Remember this, First Choice Mobile Detailing. Hit up Ash Williams on social media. If there's more in the comments under this video, she can put that or whatever. So First Choice Mobile Detailing. And remember that Augusta supports. All right. So because I don't want to recycle, all right, I will read a post, and I don't care to go into depth about the actual post. That's not the important part here because I'm way beyond that. I'm not going backwards, I'm going forwards. I'm beyond that, and I'm not going to beat you guys in the head with the same couple of words or phrase we hear every 6 weeks. This is no indictment to the person who actually shared the post, who created the post. No indictment to them, all right? I did share it, and I want to go through some things that was on there, but no indictment to the person who shared the post. I do not know this person. Seemed like a nice young lady. Wishing the best for her, and I hope that she changes her mind. I hope that she's able to get everything she wants to get in, and what's for her is going to be for her. So we ain't going to spend too much time on that or her. So shout out to you. Wish you the best. All right. So I had shared a post, okay? At the time when I had shared a post, the post might have had 75, I don't know, a lot of shares. Maybe, I think it was over 100 shares at the time. I'm not gonna lie. When a post got that many shares, and I know it's going up, I'm really not thinking that if I share it, out of all the shares, that I'm gonna be the one that somebody pay attention to. I don't look at myself as popular either. So I don't think that about myself. If somebody do think that, keep it to yourself. That's not what this is for. This is not what this is for. But if you do think that, cool. I know that I put a lot of work in. I know that I've worked hard, and I continuously work hard day in, day out. So if that's the case, cool, just don't belittle me to one word. Which, I'm going to say that word a few times, but after they be banning it, I got to ban that word. Popular has to be banned. It's used very incorrectly on a daily basis in a 50-mile radius from where I'm at. So the post reads, Augusta supports popularity. My time here is over. Okay? Those emojis, you like this, bye. As if, I guess you're leaving. So I shared it and I said, people love to recycle, work harder, which, to be fair, is super consistent. To be fair, it's super consistent to what I've always said. But I ain't give my hand clap, man. Come on, clap that for me. I know. All right. Anyway, I didn't clap. I'm just all out of whack, man.
Stop doing the bare minimum.
I ain't gonna do that this time. Trust me, I ain't gonna do it this time.
Didn't do the work yet.
I ain't gonna do that. I just wanted to make sure all my buttons work, just in case. But okay. I'm petty. I sometimes I do got a little petty, man, I ain't gonna lie. But I do want everybody to succeed. In all seriousness, I know I'll be joking, playing around. I want everybody to succeed. I don't want nobody to fail. And that's why I'll be as passionate about the topic to talk about. And that's why I try to speak from a certain standpoint so that people can see another point of view. Not so that I can down anybody, which is why I'm not going to spend time on the actual person. I want to spend time on things and talk in a broad term. Because I feel like the comments said a lot. But I also want to address a particular person. So I want to get, and it's my guy, but I want to address him real quick. Okay, so one person said, never heard of her, and I'm the city's biggest foodie supporter. All right, I just said, gotta work hard, it's simple to plain. I feel like that. I feel like, and I don't know if anybody, this is anybody. If you sell food and you're doing plates or whatever, and you making noise and you're doing the hard work and you're doing your due diligence as far as trying to build your clientele, trying to get your food into the right hands or mouths, no pun intended, Chavis is somebody who you go to. He supports damn near any and everybody that is doing a great job. Keyword on doing a great job. Not to say that somebody else is not, but I'm just saying just because he knows you doesn't mean he's going to support you. But if you're putting that work in and you're doing what you got to do, I have never seen Chavis not support someone. So shout out to him for that. Okay? I'm not reading every comment. I'm reading some good comments. I want to make a point. Okay? You know what? I'll read every comment. F it. Why not? Somebody else said, see, make yourself up. It's not called popularity. It's called building clientele, which I agree with. I agree with that. I think we confuse popularity with building a community, with doing your just due as far as you building with a community to create some kind of community / fan base / support system. All right. But like I said, from far away, when you support watching from far away, that looks like popularity. And that's crazy, right? Yo, clap it up for me, man. Clap it up for me. Come on.
Didn't do the work yet.
All right, come on now.
Didn't do the work yet.
I will say that, man. From far away.
Stop doing the bare minimum.
From far away, at a bird's eye view, when you're not in the know and you're just looking from afar, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that has took time, that has curated, that has touched the people, that has built their clientele, built their following, built their support system. That support looks like popularity from far away. That support that person is getting looks like popularity from far away. But once again, that's only when you support watching. Stay with me. Mr. Mario Teller, shout out to Mario Teller. He said, no, bro, I hate to say it, but there is some truth to this. And I said, but is that Trav asked him, was it a bad thing? He said, depending in some cases, and they went and had a conversation about it, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Trav. He's a fan of the show, been in the podcast, love him to death. And I said, not really when you unpack things. So I'm not going to unpack it, because if you want to unpack it, go to Thinking Out Loud, number 67. I titled that Augusta Supports Popularity, whatever. I'm not backtracking. We're not getting into that. That is, I don't think I can even dissect that phrase more than I dissected. I can, but I just choose not to. I'm not dissecting that phrase any further than I dissected it before. Maybe another year. Sidebar. That's what I wanted to start with. I forgot. Listen, man.
Stop doing the bare minimum and expecting that to yield results.
I hit that button and I say this. I say that to say this. If you want to go viral, if you want to have a lot of shares, you want to promote something, I think I found the algorithm for that phrase. The phrase of, Augusta supports popularity over talent, whatever people be saying. I don't know. I don't care. But I found the algorithm for that phrase. But you got to be quick, and you got to be really quick, like that day, that morning type thing. I think every 6 weeks and 3 days, if my calculations serve me correctly, every 6 weeks and 3 days. So what would that be? 45 days. Every 45 days to a T, to be exact, that a post like that goes viral in the city. So if you want to do your math, I want to say somewhere between July 10th and 17th, maybe, is when you need to post it. And when you post that, tag your business or something that you're trying to promote, because it's going to go up. Every 6 weeks and 3 days, a post about the city only supporting blah, 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 and not supporting blah, blah, blah goes viral. If my algorithm serves me correctly. I am not the algorithm god, but my research tells me that's the algorithm. But I could be wrong. But I think the last time I seen that was about 45 days ago. So, Anyway, there you go, throwing shade. I don't know. Danica just, I don't know, man. We already debunked this. Yeah, I know. I can't make this up, man. I promise you I can't make it up. Natasha Lewis, who sold the Augusta shirt. I should have wore that. I didn't wear mine, and I had mine for 2 years. I didn't wear it. But she sold the Augusta shirts, ending with a UH. And she made a lot of money doing that. And she posted this. She said, look, people still don't know me. So meaning she's not, the P word. People still don't know me. But I made $10K in 6 months with no influencer ads. And the product was only sporadically available to purchase a total of 3 weeks during that time span. And that's just the Augusta stuff, not the greeting cards, Wakanda merch, etc. Hashtag Augusta supports its own. That is her hashtag, by the way. But, we got these too, $20. Just hit me up. And she's still getting messages. Cool. I hope I'm not boring, but I'm trying to go down because I want to make my point when I'm saying this. People be thinking folks be overlooking them. Meanwhile, we never heard of them. Bingo. I'm not even going to read the whole comment because the rest of it's almost like an attack. So I don't want to read it. Shout out to Side Juice. But that's another thing. I think people confuse that term, the P word, with being unknown. Sometimes it's not about somebody being, I hate saying this word. Sometimes it's not. Let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to block this joint out, man. Every time I can't be doing this. What my thing at? Yeah. Sometimes it's not about somebody being all right. It's about someone being unknown. And I think that'd be the problem. I think people think that, you know, being is going to help them or going to catapult them to a certain level of support or a certain level of stardom. I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just it'll make them feel better about themselves if they're and that's not true because being, you know, it's just it's a thing. It's it's not something you wake up and you just are. It's something that, you know, you put in work. And I guess, like I said, from a distance, that looks like popularity. I ain't gonna bop it out this time. Looks like that. But what I will say is less about you being popular and more about you being unknown, right? So you being unknown means nobody knows, not you. Don't look at it as an indictment to you personally, but nobody knows your brand. Nobody knows what you're pushing. If somebody see you on the street, will they connect you to your brand? Will they know that something they can see on social media is connected to you? Are you wearing merch? Are you wearing a hat? Are you wearing a shirt with your logo on it? Are you talking about your shirt every chance you get? You know, are you talking about your brand every chance you get? Your entity every chance you get? These are things that you can do to come out of that unknown shell, right? It steps into that. I'm not saying that people aren't taking these steps. Don't get what I'm saying confused or take it personal. Anybody that's watching this, right? Don't take it personal, but you have to put yourself out there. And sometimes that requires you to step outside your box. It requires you to step outside who you actually are as a person, because personal you isn't business you. All right. Then she mad when she's doing the same thing 219 other women in Augusta do, which is another thing. Sometimes people are doing things and so many people do it. That market is oversaturated. That's rap, that's podcasting, that's photography, that's modeling. Like, you have to make yourself stand out. I'm not saying that anybody's not doing that. I'm just stating the facts. I'm just stating what should be known. If you know you're in a market that a bunch of people are in, you have to set yourself aside some way, somehow, whether it's you standing on something that you know others will compromise, whether it's, you know, you going outside the box to make yourself different, whatever you got to do. Sometimes whatever it takes, but you got to control what you can control. And you should be able to control your version of standing out in an oversaturated industry. So that's just my opinion. Don't beat me up, please. Most entrepreneurs really need to take some type of marketing class. Agreed. I say that because I said earlier, sometimes you got to watch what you post. It's connected to you and it's connected to your business. It's connected to what you're pushing. You don't want to sound like a loser, a complainer, a sore loser, somebody who's just down bad, somebody who's not winning. Just a loser. I don't know how to say loser. Like, I don't know the synonyms for loser. I try not to use that word. But you don't want to sound like that person. Meanwhile, you're saying, but hey, support me. Nobody wants to support a loser. People like to support winners. Even if you're not winning, your energy should give off winning energy. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not doing great, you should give off doing great energy. That's the type of energy and things like people like to support and be around. I ain't gonna put myself into it. I'm so used to when I make an example, I use myself, cause that's what I know. But let's just say anybody that is in a good space, that gets a lot of support, that's okay with their surroundings, they probably got a great energy about themselves or about their entity or their business, with their brand, whatever they're pushing. They now walk around, they head down, talking about, man, you know, they over there supporting such and such. They ain't support me. I don't know. I just got to move to Atlanta. They're not doing that. They're not saying that. And I'm not, I joke a lot. You know, I do joke a lot. I love to joke. That's my thing, right? But in all seriousness, there has to be a point where we come to and we say, hey, look, you know what else can I do? What else can I do? And also with the PR thing, like, you look crazy when you talk like that on social media. And you just look weak. Just Just bottom line. You look weak. I'm sorry. Gotta check my last post. Exactly why I said, imagine you quitting what you're good at because you believe in more where you're at than where you're going. K-Love. Beautiful. Beautiful. K-Love. Hold on. Clap it up. Hold on. Oh, what was that? Hey, K-Love. That was like, what the hell was that? Mic check, mic check. Okay. I'm learning new things, but K-Love, clap it up for her, man. Come on, come on. That was beautiful, K-Love. Clap it up, K-Love. Come on, clap it up, give it up. Shout out to K-Love. Yeah, you gotta, people look at where they at and where they going. Like, people be so caught up in the present, and the diamond ain't even a diamond before it's a diamond, And I'm gonna leave it at that. The diamond ain't even a diamond before it's a diamond. A lot of things that happen before we get that finished product. And that's all I'm gonna say to that. Like, don't be so stuck on where you at now. That's even if you up or if you down. Like, if you down, don't just think like you won't ever get up. And if you up, don't think that you can't, fall back. So you should look at ways to stay afloat and stay where you at. But that was beautiful, man. And I'm gonna stop with the comment for a second because I feel like I'm going too much. There's a lot of comments. People have to learn how to connect with their audience, and they miss that every time. And I thought that was crucial to say because you can miss your audience by talking like that. Because, like I said, nobody wants to support losers. Nobody wants to support somebody with losing mentality. Nobody wants to support the person that's whining. It's like, and when you do support them, it's almost like out of pity. And I know nobody wants pity support. People want real support, genuine support. I would think. Maybe some people, they think all support matters. I don't know. So I'll stop there because, wasn't nothing else. Wasn't nothing else talking about. I'll stop there. I want to give it to Kobe. Shout out to Kobe. Kobe's my guy. All right. So he posted this, man. This is what I was talking about earlier, but this is my guy, so I'm going to go ahead and just say that. And that's my guy. We got love for him. So it's no bad blood, but it's my platform. I talk how I need to talk, and I get my point across this way. Sometimes I save stuff personally just to talk to y'all because I built that follow my supporters. Kobe said, I never chime in on posts like this. However, I hate how we offer criticism before we provide solutions. This could be a frustration or a cry for help. Who knows, unless they ask/DM or even be of service. Whether the topic was addressed or not, I think the greatest solution is to offer assistance unless we are too busy commenting/making posts about the difference of opinion versus showing it. All right? A few people actually liked that comment. I thought that was dope because I thought it was a good comment. Like I said, Kobe speaks very well, right? But here's the thing. And I posted it. I said, I don't know her. Just happened to see it. You're right, though. Someone should reach out. Could change a lot. Could change a lot as far as perspective. So I want you to look at this from my perspective, though. I just had a whole podcast a couple weeks ago talking about this. Whole hour I did talking about this very topic. And I get drained from it because I feel like I see it so much where people use that as an excuse. Whether something is a cry for help or whatever, I don't know. I'm not an investigator, so to speak. But if somebody wants to, and shout out to Kobe, that's my guy, but if Kobe wanted to play, Captain Planet or whatever, like he can go do his due diligence as far as reaching out. He's the life coach and all that type of stuff. That is great for him. My job and what I do as immediate personnel is to try to debunk that statement as much as possible because I'm for the greater of Augusta. I want to push forward. So anytime I see a comment where it's looking like we're going backwards or somebody's trying to talk down on the city or just a small-minded mentality, which I look at that statement always as a small-minded mentality, yeah, it affects me a little differently, and I get tired of talking about it. So when I share it and I say what I say, I mean what I say. Regardless of why somebody posted it, I don't really care why somebody would have posted that. I don't care what was going on when somebody posted that. What I care about is making sure or getting to understanding whether that person did every single thing they can do to do better at whatever they was doing, rather than just use that as an excuse to why they had to do this or why they had to do that. Mind you, I don't know this particular person's dilemma. I don't know. I didn't ask. Didn't really ask. Okay. He said, so I said that, and this is what really got me. He said, at by Boucher, based on all the comments, it probably proved her point. Then he tagged her and said, I'll shop with you. Hell, set up a day and come in my store once a month for free. I believe the type of stuff that should come from a post like this to be real. Hashtag village, hashtag networking, which is all good. Like I'll clap it up for him. I'm proud of that. Like really, like real. Clap it up. Word, clap it up. And I'm proud of that I like that for her. I like that for him because like I said, Kobe, my guy, knew him since I was younger. And I like that, right? The problem I have with something like that is how it looks, like when he came at the end of the day with that post. We have been talking for that post all day. So it looks like a beat up session, look like this. But I just read a bunch of comments to where I feel like the comments didn't prove anything, but the fact that there were other ways to go about posting a post like that. If people in the comments are giving them kind of nuggets and it seemed as if that person knew them people, then she probably could have reached out to those people and got them same nuggets without going public complaining. I mean, to me, it's complaining. To somebody else, you might just speak in your mind. This is thinking out loud, so you might say, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe she's speaking her mind. I don't know. That's just how I'm wording it. So if I'm wording it wrong, please forgive me because I don't want to smoke with nobody. I'm happy where I'm at and what I'm doing. I just want to do my thing and keep moving. So, but shout out to him, man. So I said, glad you stepped up, G. And he said, it's all love. We in this together. All right. And she posted something, and like I said, I never got into all that. Like I said, I wish people the best. I don't have no problem with them. If she want to come on a podcast, she come on a podcast, give her a good interview. Don't really matter, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, my thing is, I looked at a lot of the stuff that I saw, and I know that people were saying, "Oh, you starting trouble this, that, and third." I'm not thinking little old me, and this is a good lesson for me because apparently, I'm probably more people probably interact with me more than I think they interact with me. My voice is probably bigger than I think my voice is, and I'm all for that if that's the case. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be 100% on positivity, not joking and not speaking my mind, but I'm always going to be cognizant of what I say. I don't think I hurt anybody's feelings, doing that. If I did, then I would apologize for that. But I'm always going to be real. That's never going to change. I'm always going to be real. I'm always going to give you the real rundown. I'm never going to feel like nothing is about popularity. I'm always going to feel like you got to put your work in. I've never seen anybody get any, even when people get stuff for popularity, it's still a amount of work to put in. If you get voted for something, it's still a long way. You got a long list of things you have to do before your name is on a ballot to be voted for. It's for the most part. If you could show me something different, cool. My job is to, protect where I'm at, and I reside in Augusta, Georgia. Just because I wasn't born here doesn't mean that I can't be a voice for here. I'm an honorary voice for the city just because of the things that I've done and what I push, and I push Augusta to be in the forefront. And I'm just not gonna. And when I see negative comments or comments I deem not progressive for the city and things that I'm pushing, I'm always going to address it. I'm always going to speak on it if it come across my desk. If it don't come across, then cool. This was one week where I noticed that. All right, so this week I noticed that it was a lot of talk about some nightclubs, whether it be truth. This week I saw that it was a lot of talk about supporting, not supporting, or it was a lot of talk about whether somebody was going to go to Truth or go to Oak or the Bottle Girls. And to be honest with you, because I hate to talk about other things like quote unquote support and that P word, I was wildly happy about the fact that people chose to talk about the club scene this week because we needed something new and refreshing. I mean, I get tired. I don't like this episode that much. I get tired of talking about the fact that, it's not a contest. All right, it's not a contest. I get tired of talking about that. That is draining to talk about like all the time. So I'm not going to touch it again. When I see it, I won't touch it again. I'll let it go. If you feel like, Augusta is strictly just about supporting popularity, have at it, man. Like, who am I to judge? If you feel like it's that, cool. If that's what it is, cool. Then, you got all the answers. We're going to let you rock out and believe what you want to believe. At this point, I'm not even going to fight nobody for it. I'm not going to keep explaining things. Because once I'm done doing things out loud, it's a wrap. You got all these journals. I think it might be 75 right here, something like 75, 74, something like that. Go to episode 67. You go watch that. That is where I'm talking about Augusta and support. I will not continue to delve into that topic. If you feel like it's a true statement or a false statement, more power to you. Yeah, I am strictly done with that topic. I will still make my jokes here and there, but as far as me continuously talking about it and explaining why it's not, and explaining the processes that go into place and the things you need to do or can do or should do, in order to catapult yourself up or get where you want to get in business, I'm more than happy to have a private conversation with anybody. But as far as me getting on here, me getting on social media and just going crazy about it, I'm done. Like, I'm not recycling. I don't recycle in real life. I'm not going to recycle in fake life. I don't argue in real life. I'm not going to argue in real life. Like, at this point, believe what you want to believe, but the ones who don't give out excuses, the ones who continue to excel, the ones who always looking to progress, you know what's going on, man. Those who need an outlet, who need a scapegoat, those who need to blame it on somebody, then you can blame it on Augusta as well, and it's fine. Like, I'm done. You won't hear nothing from me about it no more. I promise to you. You won't hear nothing about it from me no more. But I support everybody. Augusta supports everybody, in my opinion. All right? This is my horrible take. In my opinion, Augusta supports everyone. Augusta supports his own. Augusta supports hard work. Augusta supports those who are doing their due diligence. Augusta supports things that are great. And sometimes, it's not for everybody, I promise you, but sometimes a lack of support is more telling than not telling. Sometimes. So if you feel like you're doing things and you're not getting a certain amount of support, I'm not saying it's you. I'm not saying it's the city. It may just be something else, but it's telling. Data tells, and that's correct data. That should tell you something. One Man's Podcast, we out. So I want to make sure you go ahead and support First Choice Mobile Detailing. All right. Shout out to Ash Williams, by the way. Definitely a nice soul, funny person on social media, man. Very, very funny. Funny for multiple ways than one, but very funny person. First Choice Mobile Detailing, they service the entire CSRA, Aiken, Columbia, and their June specials are as follows. June specials are interior only, $25. Exterior only, $25. A basic detail, small, medium vehicle, $50. Basic detail for a large vehicle is $60. Shampoo the seat starting at $15. And stain removal starting at $25. Servicing CSRA and surrounding areas, which is, the Columbia and the Aiken area and stuff like that. So make sure you go support First Choice Mobile Detailing. They come to you. That's what mobile means, all right? They come to you. And great prices. So far from the work I've seen them do, been doing great work. I wish them nothing but the best. Remember this, First Choice Mobile Detailing. Hit up Ash Williams on social media. If there's more in the comments under this video, she can put that or whatever. So First Choice Mobile Detailing. And remember that Augusta supports.